Okay, so we have a viewer feature here today. This guy has contributed to the show in the past, but now we're going to see a little bit more of his stuff.
Woohoo, okay. So, he says, "Hi Remy, I am the werewolf guy, if you remembered. Wanted to show you my other sleeve and know what you think about it. It is done by my favorite artist here in Germany. Already have back also done by him. By the time you see this, most probably full torso too. Have a good time. I know I should have taken better photos, but here it is." You also should have told us who the artist is.
Sometimes
I
it's
like
okay.
to know. I like to know.
Like, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the whole celebrity culture.
It's not celebrity culture.
No, it's fine. Like, and this guy does good work too, I should say. It's just like, I will always tell you who my artist is, but I feel like it's most times there's a guy in your area that can do, unless it's something very particular, there's something similar you can get.
Yeah, but I mean, for the people who are in this person's area in Germany, like, maybe they want to seek them out.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know? Well, it's okay to post
yeah,
artists.
there are people who are worth traveling to, too. I'm not meaning to say anything about that. It's just, I just think that I'm a shop local guy, we'll say. I think there's a lot of
I agree with
talent.
shop local, but I also think that it's important to recognize artists as they've done.
The werewolf sleeve was the thing where I went on that tangent about, like, how do you know it's a werewolf? It could be a gorilla.
I remember.
Like, it could be a bear. Like, it's a wolf. Like, it's Bigfoot. Like, there's no clear defining. Like, you know, you don't necessarily know it's a werewolf. Right? It's very hard to do a werewolf.
This wasn't the werewolf that you're like, finally a werewolf that looks like a werewolf.
No, well, I don't know. All I can remember is the one werewolf.
Oh, I thought we got one that actually looked like a werewolf.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. All I'm remembering right now is that thing that was very blurry. Anyway, this sleeve right away I think is ending at the wrong point.
Oh, on the shoulder?
Yeah.
I agree with that,
too. I don't know why it's ending like that.
Mine ends in a weird spot, too, so it's going to bug me.
It's just very strange to stop it like that, right? Like, why didn't that whole thing end just like an inch higher?
Yeah, it would fit the shoulder better.
So, like, placement is strange, but the actual tattoo is really nice. It's almost like, remember I was saying Lee does, like, almost, his realism is almost black work?
Yep.
Right? This is that same balance where it's like very, very high contrast, negative space and black, and almost no gray. And where there is gray, it's like in the face and stuff, there's just a little bit of shading there because there's not nothing, right? Like, you have to create some kind of a texture. So it's just like just the barest amount of gray shading in places to separate it from the high points.
Yeah, just a smidgen.
Right, and it's done just so that the negative space pops more, right? Because otherwise, there's no separation between this knife handle, the little man, and the doorway or whatever there, the shadow of the knife or whatever, and the little wind bar up there. The only way you have that be so bright is if your almost negative face there is in slightly grayscale.
Yeah.
Right. So like that's like, I wouldn't even say that's 20%. That's like a fucking 15%. You know what I mean? It's really diluted gray shading. I really like it. I like this stuff a lot. The Venom is cool too. But the inside here is
harder to see.
It's harder to understand. I'm looking like maybe a bit of glare here. I don't know what the hell that is. Just stuff.
I'm sure that it's something.
The first photo was actually pretty good. To the guy's credit, he said I should have taken better photos. The first photo was pretty decent.
Because you could see what it was.
Well, it's a bathroom photo, but some bathrooms have good light.
Yeah.
Right? You go to the bathroom and you're like, Jesus Christ, how come I don't look good like this all the time?
Our house has particularly bad light, though.
In our house, I look like a fucking trash monster. And don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm some 10. Not at all. It's just, I come here, we got some mirrors in the back, and it's like I'm a whole different fucking human.
Yeah, our house has notoriously horrible lighting, though.
Yeah, so it's crazy how a mirror can change everything, right? Anyway, I don't know what the fuck this thing is on the center here. So the portrait on the inside forearm, which perfect portrait placement. This is always where you want this.
Yeah.
I was literally just telling one of our artists here, she had like a side view portrait she wanted to put on a inside forearm, and I was like, no, that's the bicep, right? and it's looking out. She did that one the other day, the samurai.
Yeah.
She was originally going to do that on the forearm. It's like, no, this is... If you do a portrait on the forearm, it has to be front-facing like this.
Yeah, I know. We always debate about my trad portrait, whether it's wrong.
That's different. That doesn't matter.
There's a lot of debate in the shop about it, though. We're always like, is that wrong?
With trad tattoos, it's not necessarily a big deal.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, they're kind of classic imagery anyway, and it's like, I don't know. It's not like that ghost is front-facing, you know what I mean? Like, little tiny bangers like that. But if you're doing sleeve compositions, I feel like then you want to be doing things more or less correctly, right? Especially realism stuff. You want to have things be as big and impactful as you can. And whoever's doing this is doing a really good job.
Yeah, I think this artist is quite nice. I think they're getting a really good ratio of light to dark. This Venom has a really nice tongue texture, and it's squelchy looking. I like that too.
Yeah, we've seen a number of Venom tattoos, and they've all been good.
Yeah.
Like, I have yet to see a bad Venom come in.
Right.
For some reason, it's like, you don't fuck up Venom. Like, I haven't seen a bad one.
No, I haven't seen a bad one either.
But, like, the thing that I find funny about Venom is, like, he looks fucking badass and super evil, but he's a big clown, right? Like you watch the movies, and that is similar to how he is in the comics, too. It's like...
Well, he's a bit of a dum-dum.
Yeah, he's a big dum-dum, but he looks, like, absolutely savage. So it's like... I want to see the Venom that kind of captures his humorous side. Right. And so far, it's... like,
we've only had the scary Venoms.
Now, I don't need to tell you, but, like, this is one hell of a filter on this thing.
Yeah, polarized lens.
Yeah, it's like, I know that it looks good anyway. And so, I think sometimes it's like, an artist that's doing a tattoo like this doesn't need to go to these lengths to make it look cool. It's too bad that everyone's trying to get such a pop from the algorithm all the time, because this thing I think almost would have looked better if it had been in natural light, right? Like, it would have shown strength to the work more.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
It's a little too dark to decipher all of it, and we have yet to create a black ink that's this fucking black, so it's not doable at this way, or at this this level of darkness. So it does mislead some prospective clients to show them this, and then when they see what it actually looks like. So, not that it's a huge deal, because it looks good in person anyway, I'm sure. It's just, it's not this fucking black, and the negative isn't this fucking white either, you know? But I really like how they shaded the teeth and the tongue. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like the shine and stuff. Ooh, this guy's cool.
I don't know who this is, and I feel like I should. And, you know, it's cool. It's clearly horror themed.
Yeah, I like it.
We get a better picture
of
this
he is.
Forearm thing that was on the inside there. I like the texture they created in the crown here. It looks very like thorny, right? Like,
yeah, it
looks
does.
like you touch this and you might prick your finger.
Or like it looks thorny, but it also kind of looks like nails. And I like that.
This artist has a really cool style.
Yeah,
you definitely should have mentioned his name.
You should have. I just like, yeah. And maybe you could send it to us sometime later on.
I'm sure he'll
send some
up.
updates. Just because, like, yeah, I'm actually quite curious as to who did these.
He mentioned he would probably have a full torso by the time we covered this, and we're a little more caught up than we used to be. But, like, it depends. To me, like, there's so many emails a day sometimes, so it's like it may be longer than others, right? Like, it might be the case that we get to this in a few months. It might be the case that we get to this in a few weeks. I had a long-time watcher of the channel, the guy who sent the jelly or the hammerhead shark. He like raged on me in a comment, and this is how this guy seems to interact anyway, so I just find it hilarious.
Okay.
He's like, "You're a fucking asshole for not reacting to my hammerhead shark yet." It's like, dude, chill.
Yeah.
Chill. It ain't that fucking serious.
Well, we'll get there eventually.
I'm getting to all of these in the order they came in for the most part. So
yeah, unless it like makes sense to put some of them together.
Yeah.
Then that's kind of, you know, or if it's something like really pressing, that's kind of like a priority. Like
there are some that it's like I'm getting demand to talk about too.
Yeah, that you kind of want to move to the front of the line
like
just because they're
MGK
trending.
Thing or the Incro Alpha.
You hate doing trending things. It's usually me who's sitting there going, "Hey, this is a trend. You got to hit it." and you're just like, I don't fucking
I
want
am
to.
reluctant to cover the clickbait.
Yeah.
Very reluctant. I'd much rather cover this stuff. So
Sarah likes clickbait. Is this like
it looks like the Witch King.
I was gonna say,
But like it could be something from Warcraft or something too. I don't know.
Or like something like Marvel again.
Could be more Marvel. I don't know.
DC.
I'm not sure, but it's really cool.
I
And
like it.
This is the inner arm that we were trying to figure out what the fuck it was from that terrible
I was
angle.
gonna say it was the Witch King from Upside Down, and then I was like, no, it's not.
It doesn't quite look like the Witch King.
It's not quite right, but it's a character that has that aesthetic.
Yeah, and I'm not always the best on these. I don't know. Like I used to feel like I knew everything about pop culture, but I think I'm getting older or something. There's some
But we don't watch
stuff that I've
TV
missed.
anymore.
No, we don't. We rarely ever watch TV, so
Yeah.
that's a big problem. It's a big weak spot, and yeah, but the tattooing is quite nice. Again, this filter it's too fucking much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I guarantee you this photo doesn't do well on social media either. Like, I don't know who this is for, but this doesn't light up the algorithm when you do this either. Like, people don't like this, and neither does the algorithm.
Yeah, you know,
so
I'm
stop
almost
doing
willing,
these.
almost willing to bet this looks better in person too,
guaranteed
because it
does.
has high contrast to it. I don't think they needed the filter. Maybe they're trying
Well,
to hide a little bit of redness.
It looks
but
like they took this picture at the bottom of the sea or something,
Yeah.
or like out in outer space. It's an abyss.
Great.
It's-
Just some artists really like these like super black
But
background.
It's like these. I don't know if they think these go well or something, but like they don't. The algorithm doesn't like this shit, and like I know this. I know everything about how the fucking algorithm prioritizes things. And super overproduced imagery doesn't do well, typically. People like to see things in daylight, and the algorithm has a lean to things that are taken outside as well because they look less fake. And the algorithm likes to prioritize things that are more real looking,
yeah.
even though almost nothing real happens on social media and no one wants to do it. Most tattooers just do it because they have to. But if you want to make these things go viral, stop doing these.
Yeah,
Like, these
I
are
think,
not
like,
helpful.
Outdoor photos, if possible, of your fresh tattoos are probably the best.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of taking photos on a overcast day. I think that overcast has the perfect lighting. We don't always have that option, but like for me, overcast is perfect, not direct sun.
Whatever you do, it's better than this.
Yeah.